pronunciation and punctuation, phonation and diction. Gerard Steppengas, Hitchhiker's intelligence quotient, logic as an expression of intelligence, intelligence as a quotient, mathematical calibration, recorded logic as an expression of progressive intelligence, mathematical calibration of intelligence, mathematical functions as intelligence functions, Afro-socialism and Afro-Americanism, the African in his role as a citizen, the African in his role as a world citizen, citizens of this world, unambiguity, bombastic language, bombarded language, life and the skeptics, the slave and the skeptican, the Kopfstand, the logical headstand, individualism, adrenaline and shock reactions, fight or run, the sympathetic system, shock as a reaction to an experience, shock as a protective impulse, centralization processes in the brain, shock index with intangible parameters, guidelines in the shock analysis, the borderline between intelligence and madness, the borderline between intelligence and madness, madness as an expression of intelligence when it's creative, expressions of intelligence, the relationship between mathematical functions and madness, mathematical functions as expression of madness, legalization of madness as a means of expression, madness as a fact, the recognition of its existence, madness in art, madness as an expression of art, interpretation of abstract pictures, relation to personal experiences, madness, the extraordinary, madness, the extraordinary expressions and actions, reactions to extraordinary actions, expressionism in art, language art, higher brain functions, creation processes, madness as a creation of fantasy, reachable limits of fantasy, experienced and imagined experiences, the powers of imagination, imagination as a thought, fantasy in imagination, fantasizing in position to its validity, fantasizing in real life, plausibility of fantasies, credibility, credible and incredible imagination, imagination as a vital psychoanalytic parameter, the borders of credibility, confirmation or deniable of a fantasy, individual and collective decision making, confirmation or denial of a fantasy, empathetic distance, solutions to real and unreal issues, mathematical concepts, time as a mathematical concept, division of time, the daily routine, time program, discipline, time limits to its occupations, time as a limiting factor of fantasy, fantasy as a decelerated brain function, occupation with its fantasies, occupation in fantasies, fantasy, insecurity in the state of emergency, consequences in the state of emergency, Unsterblichkeit in the internet, immortality in the internet, paradoxes of life, the immortality of the mortal, momentary experiences, immortality as a possibility, extremes of imagination, moments of reflection, the solution of death as an expression of extinction of life as an end of an existence, the discovery of the screen, from the mirror to the screen, explanations of extraordinary experiences, the city as an immortal, was blood, basket versus art versus noise, shock reactions, shock quotes, who controls my hand, or a rhetorical question, Deutschland as a Widerspruch, shock as an expression of misunderstanding, expected reactions, understanding, unexpected reaction, misunderstanding, something is still nagging my thoughts, death through alienation, outcast complex in a secure setting, the setting, trusted atmosphere, familiar objects, familiarity with the setting, the setup in the setting, I'm still puking, why am I not getting mad, contradiction of the situation, an ambiguity, I'm dead, sounds alive, have the response, button shots on paranoia, paralogie, Verfolgungswahn from the system, fugitive complex from the system as a form of paranoia, data security and big brother paranoia, data security guidelines, archiving confidential information, privacy and its complications.